The wait is over. Survival Sunday is here. Two great old clubs going head-to-head at Molineux, both with the same goal to secure another season of Premier League football. A win for either the blue and white of Blackburn or the black and gold of Wolves will guarantee top-flight football for the victor. Any other outcome, and the fate of both teams lies in the hands of others. The trio of Birmingham, Blackpool and Wigan are also involved in the battle to beat the drop. Just 1 point separates the five sides. Come 6 o'clock, two will be facing life in the Championship. Steve Keane names an unchanged side from the one that drew with Manchester United 8 days ago. So Rovers have number 1 Paul Robinson in goal, 2 Jermaine Jones, 3 Martin Olsen, 4 the captain Chris Samba, 5 Gaël Givet, 7 Brett Emerton, 15 Stephen Nzonzi, 23 Junior Hoylett, 27 Michel Salgado, 28 Phil Jones, 30 Jason Roberts. On the bench, Mark Bunn, Morten Gamps Pedersen, David Dunn, Keith Andrews, Roque Santa Cruz, Benjani and Marmite Duke. One change for Wolves despite beating Sunderland last time out. Matt Jarvis comes in for Adelaide Guardiola. The inclusion of the England man, a sign of attacking intent from Mick McCarthy. So Wolves have 13 Wayne Hennessy in goal, then it's 3 George Elokobi, 6 Jody Craddock, 8 Carl Henry the captain, 10 Stephen Fletcher, 11 Stephen Ward, 12 Stephen Hunt, 17 Matt Jarvis, 21 Michael Mancien, 24 Jamie O'Hara and 32 Kevin Foley. On the bench, Marcus Hanneman, Richard Stearman, Sylvan Ebanks-Blake, Christoph Berra, Sam Vokes, Nenad Milihas and Adelaide Guardiola. The two teams just doing their pre-match handshakes and trying to G each other up. The Rovers players embracing inside the half directly in front of us, and they've all applauded the supporters and no doubt are primed and ready for what is such an important game for both clubs. Mick McCarthy sat down in the dugout. Looks quite nervous, does the Wolves boss?
He does look to be slightly more tense than our manager Steve Keane, and I suppose if you're one rung of the ladder further down than us, there's a reason to be slightly more tense.
Well, Wolves expect them to come out all guns blazing in this match. That certainly seems to be what Mick McCarthy has opted for in terms of his team selection. Matt Jarvis included, as we see the owners from Blackburn Rovers, representatives from Venkis, Venkateshwara and Balaji in the crowd this afternoon. They look a lot more at ease than Mick McCarthy did as the noise reaches a crescendo. Not quite sure what they can say in those huddles, but they certainly get the crowd going. Both sides in a prolonged huddle at the moment. Who will break first? It's Rovers who do and retreat. Wolves now break, and we're seconds away from kick-off here at Molineux. It's Wolves who will get the game underway in their black and gold, Rovers in our home kit, blue and white halves, white shorts and white socks.
Just like a cup final. Just like a cup final. Bigger rewards at stake.
So fasten your seatbelts, here we go. 90 or so minutes for Steve Keane's side to secure an 11th consecutive season at the top table of English football. We're underway with Rovers kicking from right to left in the first half, and the ball immediately running behind for a goal kick which Paul Robinson will take. There's such experience in the Rovers side. Robinson, one of those, Salgado, Samba, Givet, even Phil Jones, despite his tender years, has played enough games at this level. As Roberts, the former Wolves man, controls from the goal kick, battling away with Jody Craddock, and the first infringement of the game is by the Wolves central defender, giving Rovers a free kick and a chance very early doors here to send the big men forward, including of course Chris Samba. And Alan, it was crucial that the captain was fit and available for this game.
Yeah, absolutely crucial, and he's going to be crucial in every set piece. But looking at our back four, you would really back our back four against any team, wouldn't you? You've got a blend of youth and absolute experience. Salgado, Samba, Givet, and then the youth of Phil Jones.
Emerton with a free kick towards Samba, headed away just in front of him by Elokobi. Emerton heads back forward looking for Roberts. Offside flag goes up and Wolves will get the free kick. I just wonder the mindset of both sides. Both managers have said in the build-up to this game, look, we're going to go out and attack. but how much will events elsewhere influence the way the two sides approach the game?
I think both sides will look for an early goal, but I'm not quite sure how much that will depend on what's happening elsewhere. Wolves on the attack.
Jarvis lays it back towards Foley. A loose pass from the England man, and out of play it goes for a Rovers throw. Matt Jarvis has been in terrific form for Wolves this season. Left out of the last couple of starting 11s, much to the surprise of many in the Black Country, but it's been a good decision by Mick McCarthy, because Wolves, of course, have won both those games. Beat West Brom here by 3-1, and then last weekend went up and the same scoreline turned over a rather beleaguered Sunderland side. Foley up in the air. Ward beaten by Givet. Howard Webb gets in the way. Jermaine Jones finds Martin Olsen. Clip downfield looking for Hoylett, who runs in behind the defence. Hennessy wants it to drop inside his penalty area. It doesn't do so. And the Welsh international is forced to clear out of play, and that will be a Rovers throw. And very interesting there, Hoylett looks as though he's playing right up alongside Jason Roberts, rather than in that slightly withdrawn role that we've seen in recent weeks.
Yeah, which is a good decision, because he got loads and loads of pace, as he showed there with that little run there with Wayne Hennessy.
Givet to take the throw. Looks for Olsen, who goes to ground. No free kick, says the referee. In fact, the ball did come off the Swede, and out it goes for a Wolves throw deep inside their own half. Wolves have had some terrific results here this season, beating the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea, but they've lost some poor games as well. Wigan, who were beaten by here. Hoylett looks for Emerton, just outside the penalty area. Cross shot into the middle. Blocked away by Craddock, picked up by Nzonzi. In the sunshine here at Molineux, back he goes to Samba, who was happy to roll it back to Paul Robinson. No surprise that Emerton tried the shot there. He's in real good form at the moment. The Aussie, of course, scored last weekend.
Yeah, nearly found Jason Roberts as well, who perhaps with a bit of a flick there, had he just found the ball travelling nicely for him, might have just beaten the Wolves goalkeeper.
Salgado to cross from the right, and it goes towards Roberts with the header. It's on target. Pretty tame one, difficult from where he was to get enough power on the header, and in the end a comfortable save for Hennessy.
Yeah, but the good news is that Roberts there was able to jump and beat the Wolves defence. Steve Keane must be pleased with the way it's opened.
Hennessy forward, looking for Fletcher, who wins the first header. Givet half clears away and then gets a foot on the ball to clear it out for a Wolves throw. He's in for a difficult afternoon up against Jarvis. I think Wolves two wide men, Jarvis and Hunt, key players.
Got plenty of pace, haven't they?
Henry just being nibbled by Jermaine Jones, and Wolves get the free kick, and now it's an opportunity for the home side to send men into the Rovers penalty area, amongst those Elakobi and Craddock, who were both on target at the Stadium of Light last weekend.
Jermaine Jones will play a key role in this game today. He's got a brilliant engine.
O'Hara on loan from Spurs takes the free kick into the middle. Givet beaten in the air. Samba heads away. It'll come for Jarvis. Lays it back towards O'Hara on his favoured left foot. Whips it in. Samba meets it near the penalty spot, clearing away. Foley beats Hoylett in the air, and Zonzi heads forward looking for Roberts. Mancienne steps in. Givet had to stretch to stop the ball getting to Jarvis. Bounces off Olsen. The tackle from O'Hara. It's then given away. Givet smashes it forward. Emerton is interested in this one. Elakobi under a bit of pressure, just puts it high in the air. Hunt underneath it. Missed his first attempt at getting to the ball. And Zonzi forward over the head of Roberts, and again Hennessy comes to the edge of his own penalty area to collect. You do sense that the passes are a little bit hurried at the moment, and there is a fair amount of tension actually out there on the pitch.
Yeah, but you need a player like Gaël Givet, who was absolutely brilliant there in a couple of exchanges.
Emerton forward towards Jermaine Jones. Hoylett left hand side. Jones still going, shooting from distance, and it's about 5 yards wide of target. Opened up so invitingly for him, and no surprise in the end that he went for the pot shot. Just a shame that he couldn't get it on target and at least test out Wayne Hennessy.
I think you saw Hennessy looking for the cross to the right side, and Jermaine Jones, having seen him look, thought, just a minute, if I can just steal a pace and come inside here and get a decent shot. And I tell you, Hennessy was wrong-footed.
Jermaine Jones, of course, on loan at the moment. Have to wait and see whether we'll see him again next season in a Rovers shirt. A real box-to-box player, great energy. Ward inside the penalty area, slides it across goal towards the back post, and Fletcher. Robinson collects in the end quite comfortably inside the 6-yard box. Just a little worrying moment there, how easily Ward managed to get in that channel inside left.
Paul Robinson exactly positioned right there.
Long kick downfield, bounces beyond everybody. Hoylett keeps it in play, right on the goal line, jockeying with Craddock. Wants a bit of support, he's gone past him all too easily. Hoylett inside the penalty area, played it square and Hennessy stopped it. Emerton back post, Roberts in the middle. The young Canadian couldn't pick out either.
He did all the hard work, some wonderful footwork here on the near side. Little 1-2 with himself, and then just trying to thread a ball through to find one of the Rovers front men.
Ward plays it forward, Salgado backtracking into the right-hand corner, closed down by Hunt, manages to clear the ball away, and Zonzi just happy to pump it downfield. Hoylett was fouled by Mancien. It's a Rovers free kick just shy of halfway.
Yeah, Junior Hoylett started brightly, hasn't he? And with all the pace, Michel Salgado still had the control there across in Rovers' right back position.
Well, Michel very interestingly said in the build-up to today's game that we shouldn't say that this is success to stay up, because he's expected more this season. But the other side of it is he knows exactly how important today is for Rovers. 8 minutes gone here at Molineux, and it's still Wolves 0, Rovers 0. Open start to the game though. Robinson clips into the penalty area. Samba attacks, just beaten in the air. Emerton down to Hoylett, 25 yards from goal, rolls it right towards Nzonzi. It's a poor pass which Alakobi picks off, now looking to move forward, overcooked it. Salgado intercepts on halfway. Square to Stephen Nzonzi, who's probably nervier than most early doors in this game. Jermaine Jones looks inside Foley towards Olsen. The ball reaches its intended target. Olsen now running at Foley into the penalty area on his left foot, pulls it back. There's no one on the penalty spot. Behind Roberts, just too far in front of Hoylett. And now it's Wolves that will look to break through O'Hara.
A brilliant piece of footwork that, and great ball from Jermaine Jones out to Martin Olsen on the left-hand side.
Fletcher, the former Burnley man, roundly booed by the Rovers supporters, plays it infield to Ward. Hunt back to the makeshift Wolves striker, and former Reading man Hunt again, left-hand side, rolls it forward inside left channel, pulled back into the middle, and Samba's there. Outstretched left foot clears away. Elakobi with boots to match his kit finds Hunt down the line, clipped in left-footed, looking for Fletcher. He's offside, and Rovers get the free kick.
And time for us to have a breather. Nearly 10 minutes of this game have gone, and it's been non-stop action.
Well, both sides really going for it at the moment, and both sides creating half chances. Hoylett again skips in field away from Foley, recovers well to get a touch on the ball. Jarvis helps him out before Foley looks downfield. Givet beats Fletcher in the air. Henry lets it run across him. Back to Craddock. Not too sure the Wolves central defender really wanted it. Alakobi right-footed downfield. Ward and Givet get themselves in a bit of a tangle.
Britannia Stadium, Stoke. Stoke up.
Stoke 1, Wigan 0. Big scoreline for Rovers. Wait till the crowd inside Molineux hear the reaction, because it's a scoreline that both sides want. Wigan below Rovers in the table, a goal down at the Britannia. And we passed some Wigan fans on the way down today. They were dressed as clowns. I bet they're not smiling and cracking jokes at the moment. And Wigan, who gave themselves a chance by beating West Ham last weekend, and in turn relegating the Hammers a goal behind. Still goalless here at Molineux. 10.5 minutes gone. Still a long way to go on Survival Sunday. Emerton with a free kick for Rovers midway inside the Wolves half towards the left-hand side. Right-footed takes, looks too deep. Hennessy comes and collects comfortably. As soon as it left his foot there, you thought he's overcooked that one slightly. And now Wolves might look to break. O'Hara chips forward looking for Fletcher. Over his head, Jones cushions the header down to Salgado, whose ball downfield wasn't the most accurate. And now home side break forward. Jermaine Jones with a challenge on Stephen Hunt, which is penalised by Howard Webb. And Wolves get the free kick.
They'll be comparing hairstyles, those two.
Crossed in, Samba's header misdirected It's glanced behind for a Wolves corner. A nervy moment there for the captain. The cross from Hunt. Samba got something on it, but wasn't too certain where he was going, and there were a few glances from Paul Robinson and his teammates. Certainly anxious before it dropped a couple of yards wide of target. Jarvis will take the first corner of the game from the Wolves' right. Whipped in. Good delivery. Elakobi rose. Actually came off Fletcher. Comes back out to the near side, and Jarvis, who goes square to Foley, 30 yards from goal. Clips it in right-footed. Givet heads away, only as far as Elakobi. Touch heavy, and Zonzi got a foot in. Mancien turns away from Roberts. Now looking for a route forward. Not the best, and Givet's slide actually finds Nzonzi. There were options further ahead of him there, but he went square. Now Salgado looks down the line, turning infield in the end away from Hunt. Back to Samba, and a little bit of calm descends on Molineux. Jones looked nervy there. Samba gives it back to Robinson, who opts for the safety first approach with the long ball downfield to Roberts, again battling away with Craddock. Olsen finds himself on the right hand side, forces Elakobi to spin and boot the ball downfield. Salgado retreats to get there first quite comfortably. Once more he'll tee it up for Paul Robinson. Looks for Roberts, chests it high in the air. Mancien allows it to bounce, which is dangerous. Elakobi clears away. Jones beats Fletcher in the air, and it'll come for Hoylett on the left-hand side, faced by Foley again, trying to use those quick feet. Still going, plays it against the Wolves man, and out it goes for a Rovers throw.
Just talking back to an incident a couple of minutes ago when Gael Givet once again went in and slid along the ground and got a brilliant... He's done it 3 or 4 times. Really shows a commitment, and it's that sort of thing that you'll need on an afternoon like this.
Jarvis forward towards Ward, who jumped early with Samba. Comes off the Rovers skipper, and out it goes for a Wolves throw. Appeals from the home supporters that there was a foul in there, and I do think that Samba mistimed his jump, and maybe he's slightly fortunate on that occasion. Stephen Ward, who's most memorably known this season for scoring the winner at Anfield. I say Wolves just one of those sides, you never quite know what you're going to get with them. Foley clips it in, looking for Fletcher. Chest out towards Ward, who shoots. Samba throws his body in the way and deflects it high in the air. Hunt's touch a little bit heavy. Salgado prods it out for a throw to the home side, 5 yards from the corner flag on the Wolves' left.
And there's Chris Samba throwing his body in.
Well, Hunt will leave for Elakobi. The man from the Cameroon throws infield to O'Hara. Back with Elakobi. Has a chance to cross. Digs it out, but only succeeds in hitting the back of Brett Emerton. And Wolves have another throw, this time about 10 yards further away from the goal line. Once more finds the feet of O'Hara. Return to Elakobi. In towards Ward now. Corner of the penalty area. Turns onto his left foot. Cross is deflected. Fletcher tries to get his head on it. Jones got something on it. Now further away from goal. Hoylett dallying, has it taken off his toes by Foley. Turns onto his left foot. Whipped in. Looks too deep, and it is. It rolls behind, and it will be a Rovers goal kick.
Oh, well, some slightly disappointing news. The Stoke goal has been disallowed. 0-0 then at the Britannia.
Duff information. So it's still goalless everywhere in the Premier League, and we've played the first 15 minutes on the final day of the campaign. Elakobi heads away. Fletcher just beats Salgado in the air. Hunt scurrying to try and keep it in, can't do so. So it's a Rovers throw, and just seems that after a bright start from Rovers, Wolves have just edged their way back into the game.
There's been a little bit of sparring, hasn't there? It's interesting. Rovers with a 5-minute spell, and then Wolves with a 5-minute spell.
And Zonzi finds Roberts. So the former Wolves man never actually made an appearance for Wolves. Roberts is fouled here by Elakobi, so Rovers get the free kick. How he would dearly love to return to haunt one of his old clubs. 4 goals this season for Jason Roberts, the last of those at West Ham. He was a Wolves player between 1997 and 98, 13 years ago. He's one of the targets from this free kick, which Salgado will take. Tight on the right-hand side, sends it high into the penalty area, looking for Samba, who's up really early towards the back post, and Zonzi with a header. It's on target again. Couldn't get enough power on it, and it bounces down into the ground and it's saved by Hennessy.
Yeah, decent free kick. Chris Samba jumped well, but Stephen Nzonzi couldn't quite find the power to beat Hennessy.
Jarvis rather bottled the challenge there with Jermaine Jones, who now receives the ball from Martin Olsen. Jones forward, Craddock with the foot in. Foley keeps it in play. Forward towards Ward, who miscontrols. Givet clears downfield, finds Roberts. Back to Jermaine Jones. He's got Hoylett tight on the left-hand side. Tried to squeeze it down the line, and once more a gold shirt steps in, and Zonzi strong in the challenge, turns it out for a Wolves throw. Well, there have been a couple of goals in the Premier League. They're rather meaningless ones as far as Rovers are concerned, because Newcastle are 1-up against West Brom, and Sunderland 1-up against already relegated West Ham. Down the line, flicked infield by Ward. Phil Jones smashes it high in the air. Hoylett battling with Mancien. He picks the ball up, and now it's a chance to run at him. Skips in field. He was caught by Henry, and that will be a Rovers free kick. And the referee just wants to have a quick word with the Wolves captain, Carl Henry, here. Excellent footwork again from Hoylett, who really looks like he's on his A game today.
And Henry gets a yellow card there. It was a cynical challenge, because Junior Hoylett had done what he does so well. He jinked round, cut inside, and Henry, fearing the danger, came in with, well, I've seen people sent off for challenges almost as bad as that. I mean, he might well consider himself to be lucky.
It's certainly a yellow card, and all the Wolves supporters, a few groans when they saw the referee reaching for his pocket. There was really no doubt. And Hoylett's such an important player for Rovers, and good to see that every time he's got the ball, he's looked to turn and run at people, certainly causing the Wolves backline a few problems.
I think Jermaine Jones is going for this one.
18 minutes gone at Molineux. We're still goalless. Rovers have a free kick 30 yards from goal. Jermaine Jones steps up and kills it about 5 yards over the crossbar.
He'll be disappointed. Certainly had it going in the right direction, but well over the top. And Hennessy didn't bother leaving the ground for that one.
Well, yet to score for Rovers, Jermaine Jones. Today would be the perfect occasion, but he'll have to be a lot more accurate than that. Hennessy downfield. And Zonzi won the first header. Emerton glances it towards halfway. Elakobi looking for Fletcher, who jumps well. Bounces inside the penalty area. Givet takes no chances. Clears it behind for a Wolves corner. Chris Samba just says, I could have cleared that for a throw, but Givet saying no, not today. No risks.
I think it was more like pardonnez-moi or excusez-moi.
That would probably be the polite version of what was said.
Two French speakers there on the Rovers side.
Jamie O'Hara with the corner. Left-footed, in it goes towards Elakobi. Phil Jones slipped, giving Elakobi a free header, and he put it down into the ground and a couple of yards wide of target. You would say Wolves' best opportunity of the game.
Yeah, I think it was a genuine slip there from Phil Jones. Although, I've just seen it again from a different angle. I think there was a tug on the shirt. And I have a feeling the referee might have seen that as well, because he went and had a word with Phil Jones afterwards.
So 20 minutes gone. Still waiting for the first goal here, and the first goal involving those also involved in the relegation battle. Phil Jones ball forward, intercepted by O'Hara, who sends it downfield, and it's straight through to Paul Robinson. Hasn't really had a save to make so far. Robinson downfield, looking for Olsen on the left-hand side, who jumped underneath the ball. Jarvis backtracking towards his own goal line, turns and clears the ball out of play for a Rovers throw. I say if there's one player that's looked nervy so far, it's probably Phil Jones at the heart of Rovers' defence. Givet, who's looked solid to take the throw. And we have now got a goal involving in one of the games at the bottom of the table, and it is at Old Trafford, and it's gone to Manchester United. Manchester United a goal up on Ian Holloway's Blackpool, and that is probably why you can hear a few chants starting around Molineux as that news filters through to the supporters. Hopefully no false alarms this time, but It's a big goal, big goal. Now Blackpool do have it all to do. Not quite sure who the scorer is yet, but Manchester United certainly one up on Blackpool. And Zonzic strong in the challenge. Mancienne dallies on the ball. Emerton running at the heart of the Wolves defence. Moving left as Hoylett back post, and he clips it towards him. Nice ball. Hoylett brings it down on his chest, running at Elakobi inside the penalty area. Back to Salgado. Cross shot. Deflected. Rovers lead. Rovers lead at Molineux. Salgado peels away to the Rovers supporters. 2,700 of them to celebrate. Roberts, I think, is claiming the decisive touch, but 22 minutes on the clock here at Molineux, just seconds after Manchester United took the lead at Old Trafford. Rovers are ahead against Mick McCarthy's Wolves. Salgado with a shot. Roberts definitely gets the final touch against his former club. His 5th goal of the season, and maybe the one that keeps Blackburn Rovers in the Premier League. Wolves 0, Rovers 1.
That was some brilliant work, and it was very, very similar to Brett Emerton's attempt earlier on when it's with. If Jason Roberts had got a touch, we could have taken the lead. Well, he did get a touch this time, and Rovers have the lead in this all-important game, which, to the delight of everybody, the manager, and nobody more so than Jason Roberts.
A little moment there. Jason Roberts just had hands on head, and it was almost breathe out, Jason, breathe out. Massive moment, and those in blue and white in the bottom tier and the stand opposite us are jumping up and down.
And there are your cheerleaders.
There we go, the lucky cheerleaders. So a quarter of the match gone. At the moment, we're doing our bit. Salgado, a big part in the goal, takes a free kick as Rovers look to make it 2 in a couple of minutes. Header cleared away. Olsen flicks it high in the air. Foley jumps above him to clear away. I don't think 4th straight game that Rovers have gone ahead in.
Don't underestimate the role played by Brett Emerton with his ball out wide to Junior Hoylett, and the work done by the young Canadian there to feed Michel Salgado with the ball, and the shot, whilst not goal bound, ended up in the back of Wolves' net. Brilliant piece of play by Rovers, and a good piece of team play.
Well, Wolves slightly stunned by that Rovers goal, now looking for a response. It's O'Hara who finds Foley 10 yards inside the Rovers half, right on the right-hand touchline. Henry looks for Hunt, who's drifted in off the left-hand side, miscontrolled, and Emerton gets a foot in. Jones down the line. Hoylett battling away with Craddock. Jermaine Jones claims that he was fouled by Henry. The referee saw it and has given the free kick, suggesting that the Wolves skipper was holding the shirt of Jermaine Jones, and now Henry has pushed Jermaine Jones. Now Carl Henry is already on a yellow card.
Well, this is a very, very big moment here for the referee. I think because both players were involved, he might well decide to be lenient. He's going for his pocket.
He's tucking his shirt in.
No, he's tucking his shirt in.
Howard Webb, come on, that's just not fair. He's having a word with both players, and I think he's probably saying, look, no more. I think Henry's suggestion was that Jermaine Jones stood on his toes, and that's why there was the reaction.
Well, no punishment for Henry.
And a quick word for Jermaine Jones.
I've got to say, that's probably good refereeing. Probably good refereeing from a man who is undoubtedly a good referee.
Phil Jones with a free kick, clips it forward, looking for Sambra, who jumps well, wins the header. Givet in the box, glances it on straight at Hennessy, again without a great deal of purchase on the ball, but it was on target and Hennessy had to make the save.
Gaël Givet, what is he doing in the box? He's been a brilliant defender, and suddenly he pops up as the furthest man forward.
Wolves look to counter at the other end, still very open this match. Hunt jockeying with Salgado, trying to cross. It's against the Spaniard and behind for a Wolves corner.
That was our breathing moment, by the way, just gathering our
Take
breath.
stock, yes.
What a game. What a game here at Molineux.
Hunt will take, left-footed. whips it in, the heads go up, bounces down awkwardly. I think Elakobi fouled Phil Jones there, and Rovers get the free kick as Phil Jones was trying to clear. More howls of derision from the Wolves supporters, who are feeling that at the moment all the 50-50s are going against them. But when we see it again, spot on from Howard Webb.
Yeah, absolutely. Just caught his trailing foot, didn't he, just as Phil Jones was about to kick it. And no great fuss there, just a simple free kick to Rovers. Those hairs are getting greyer on Mick McCarthy's head.
Robinson downfield, looking for Nsonsi. He jumps, wins the header. He'll find Roberts in the area, trying to turn back onto his right foot. Just got away from him, the ball, and Wolves clear downfield. Ward looks for Fletcher. Phil Jones' touch takes it out for a Wolves throw. Now Roberts has come to life, hasn't he?
Yeah, should have maybe taken that on his left foot. Just tried to have a go.
The goal was a really instinctive one, wasn't it? Cross shot from Salgado. And Roberts stuck out a foot. I'm sure he'll tell you it was deliberate. Bit of head tennis there from Samba. Clears it away. Elakobi claims that he was blocked by Emerton. Game goes on with now Ward in possession. Back to O'Hara. Wants it on his left foot. Trying to get away from Jermaine Jones. Little touch off to Henry. Henry moved the other way. And O'Hara instead finds Ward. Hunt drills the cross in. Samba, who's been huge so far, meets it and clears away. O'Hara beats Hoylett to the ball. Mancien chips forward, again looking for Samba. The flick on from Ward nearly came through to Fletcher. Phil Jones was covering and clears downfield. Again, the clearance not good, inviting more pressure on Rovers. Hunt to Ward, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Stands it up towards the back post, and Fletcher, Robinson takes. Really good goalkeeping. Take the pressure off your defenders by commanding your penalty area.
Followed that ball all the way, Paul Robinson. Just didn't let it leave his sight.
Robinson downfield, looking for Roberts. Hoylett claims that he was fouled. No, says the referee. Hunt to O'Hara. It's for Foley, trying to come forward from fullback. Down the line. Givet once more stretches to intercept.
He must have muscles like rubber.
Foley. The Republic of Ireland man through towards Ward, who is flagged offside. And Rovers get the free kick. Well, we're about 60 seconds shy of the half-hour mark. How pleased will Steve Keane be with the way things have gone so far?
Oh, I don't know about Steve Keane being pleased. We're delighted here. Absolutely delighted, as is every Rovers supporter.
Robinson to take. All in green. Sends forward. It's actually gone out to the right-hand side, and Hoylett. He's one-on-one with Elakobi, and he turns, faces the Wolves man, now starts running at him towards the goal line. Bounces back off Hoylett, unfortunately. Wolves should be able to clear. Hunt to O'Hara, edge of his own penalty area. Tried a trick and it didn't come off. Jermaine Jones finds Hoylett again. Cross from Emerton in towards Roberts. Nearly came for Olsen. Awful back pass from Foley, putting his goalkeeper under pressure, and Hennessy hacks it clear first time. It has, though, started a Wolves break. Jermaine Jones, great engine to get back there and win the ball back. It's with Samba. Rolls out to Olsen, who's been quiet down the line. Again, Jermaine Jones coming across the cover, and it's Craddock who turns it out to play for a Rovers throw. Well, he's non-stop at the moment, Jermaine Jones.
I think there isn't a single player on the Rovers side who hasn't acquitted himself really well in this first half.
Half an hour gone. Wolves 0, Rovers 1. Jason Roberts, the scorer, after 22 minutes. Givet down the line. Foley heads out, and it's Roberts now saying, calm things down. We have the lead. We're in control at the moment. It stays like this, nothing anybody can do about the situation. We can forget the other games if it stays like this. Givet looks for Roberts in the penalty area. The touch comes off a Wolves man, and it's behind for a Rovers corner. Well, one's good, two would be even better, and it's Rovers pressing forward with a set piece.
And the Wolves fans are certainly very, very quiet, aren't they? The Rovers fans bathed in sunshine on that far side of Molineux, and the Wolves fans, well, the flags have disappeared and the voices have gone as well.
Emerton to take, and Zonzi forward. Givet, Samba and Phil Jones all in the penalty area. In it goes towards the back post, and Phil Jones, I think there is a foul on the goalkeeper by Jason Roberts, so Wolves are going to get the free kick.
And the big danger here is Phil Jones, I think, has injured himself there. No, he's picked himself up. Went sliding in for that ball, didn't he?
And we see again Roberts just backing into Hennessy, backing into him and not allowing the Welsh international to get a clear run at the ball, and that's why the free kick was given actually by the assistant on the far side. Jarvis breaks in behind Olsen, who was covering at left back. Samba read it, came across, puts it out of play for a Wolves throw. A glimpse there of what Matt Jarvis can do. Foley finds O'Hara, back with Foley, he clips it in. Once more it's the Rovers skipper, Chris Samba, who's there. Jermaine Jones heads further away from goal. Roberts holds up, gives it back to Givet. And Jermaine Jones, nice touch to Roberts once more, on halfway, wants options ahead of him. Turns back to Nzonzi, and Rovers happy to try and keep hold of the ball. Down the line by the Frenchman Givet. To Jermaine Jones. Hoylett battling for the ball. Roberts got a touch. Falls for Hunt. Back pass to Hennessy. Left-footed. Clears downfield. A big booming kick, which lands edge of the centre circle. Samba for once beaten in the air. Jones' header will find Salgado. Hunt across to cover him. Hunt battling with the experienced Spaniard. And Salgado just in a spot of bother at the moment. Jones controls on his thigh and then clears away, and then he's clattered by Stephen Hunt. And I wonder whether this will be another yellow card.
Well, that was off after the ball had left. And Phil Jones is in absolute agony here.
Well, he's known for his robust nature. There's absolutely no need for the challenge either. He can get out of that one comfortably. That's naughty, and he should have gone into the book for that. If Howard Webb's seen it, I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't give a yellow card for that challenge.
Well, he went up with his foot high in the first place, and Phil Jones cleared. And then he's gone in and clattered Jones's right thigh. I don't think he's going to get a yellow card.
No, just a talking to from the referee. Phil Jones, thankfully for Rovers, is back up on his feet after receiving some treatment from Dave Fever.
Dead leg, I think, isn't it, as much as anything else? Hobbling away over to the far side in front of the Rovers fans, who will salute him as a Rovers hero.
A Rovers hero at 19 years old.
Well, he's everybody's hero, isn't he? The epitome of a hometown schoolboy footballer made good. Real Roy of the Rovers stuff, isn't it?
A new long-term deal for Phil Jones, of course, during the course of the season, a season in which he missed 3 months with an injury. He's still got stuff to do in terms of his football. He'll go away with England under 21s. But what a wonderful young player, just his 40th appearance for Rovers.
And the thing about him is he's a thoroughly nice lad as well. We've seen him grow up, haven't we, this past year?
Feet firmly on the ground. A huge future in front of him. No doubt he'll be a big player for Rovers in the Premier League next season. That's certainly the way we're heading at the moment. 10 minutes before half-time, Wolves 0, Rovers 1. Jason Roberts' goal, the difference between the two sides. And Nzonzi fires it forward. Hoylett does well to control, holding off 2. Now turns, runs at the defence, into the penalty area, faced by Mancien, who got a touch on the ball. Still with Hoylett.
Good job,
back to Roberts. Finds Hoylett again, corner of the box. Mancien forcing him away from goal, and Nzonzi finds Salgado on that right-hand side. Emerton outside him, makes the run, but the ball from Salgado inside the fullback isn't the best, and it runs behind for a goal kick.
Junior Hoylett there, on the verge almost of just creating a little opening, and had it not been a well-timed challenge there, it would have been a penalty as well.
That's why I like Hoylett so much, because defenders have to really be on their toes. If Mancien, you're right, if he mistimes it, it's a spot kick. Keep doing that, Junior. Played really well so far, as of many of those in blue and white. Elakobi miscontrols, more groans from the Wolves supporters. Hunt tries to let it run beyond Salgado. Salgado wise to the trick, plays it down the line to Emerton. Roberts makes himself available in field, went for the 1-2, and now Roberts pulls up and he's furious with the referee for not giving the free kick. He claims that he was caught by Mancien. Look at the anger on Jason Roberts' face. He's barking at the referee.
Some really strong tactics at the moment from the home side. A goal down here at Molineux. Anger boiling over.
Olsen finds Nzonzi. Little flick ball forward, returned to the young Frenchman, last year's player of the year. Referee does give the free kick. It was Hunt once again infringing, dragging Stephen Nzonzi down. And I think this really will be a very final warning for the Wolves wide man. As I say, he's one of those who really can get you goal. Yep. Stephen Hunt. A lot of it is stemming from the incident with Petr Cech many years ago, but he is a fiery character.
In the mould of Robbie Savage, isn't he?
With long hair of a different colour. Robinson to take the free kick from inside the centre circle. Stands it up into the box. Headed away by Craddock. Emerton on the volley. Shoots! Oh, brilliant! Brilliant from Brett Emerton. 2 in 2 games for the Aussie. And this one is an absolutely stunning strike. Edge of the penalty area. Right-footed. Has whistled it beyond Wayne Hennessy. And 8 minutes before the break, Rovers on course for the 3 points that would guarantee another season of top-flight football. Scored a blinder on his debut against Wolves, and he's scored arguably an even better one here at Molineux this afternoon. Wolves 0, Rovers 2.
Voting finished a week and a half ago for goal of the season, but I think we might well just reopen it there, because that is one of the most stunning goals you will see from any team in any league, in any season. It was perfect, and even though Hennessy was diving to his left, Brett Emerton's shot was true, it was hard, it was perfect. It was the second of 2 that give Rovers a 2-0 lead at Wolves.
And now we're pushing forward for a third there. Wolves are all over the place at the back. It's Olsen. Has the ball taken away from him fairly by Jarvis. As Wolves look to come forward, it's Phil Jones who gets a foot in. Jermaine Jones looks towards Hoylett. The third one before the break would surely seal it. Beat Wolves 3-0 earlier on this season, and we're 2 up before the break at Molineux. Wonderful, wonderful performance from Rovers under so much pressure.
There's a famous shopping chain, say a shopping chain, it's slightly more than that, a big store that talks about superlatives. Well, Brett Emerton doesn't do goals, he only does brilliant goals.
Well, his 4th of the season, funnily enough, his first that's been scored with his right foot. An absolute belter from Brett. Now Roberts with the first, Emerton with the second. 5 minutes before half-time, Rovers 2 up at Molineux. As Robinson kicks forward, Olsen controls on his chest. Wolves look a little bit lost, and we've seen a couple of shots of Mick McCarthy, who's almost stunned. Jermaine Jones now looks for Hoylett inside left channel, running at Craddock, going beyond him, shooting, oh, inches wide from a goal that would surely have sealed all 3 points. I think Hennessy must have got a touch, because it's gone behind for a corner. If he has, what an outstanding save to deny Junior Hoylett a third Rovers goal.
I can't see where his feet are going. How he knows, I have no idea. Such magic from the young Canadian there. An understatement to say Rovers are on top.
Emerton with the corner, and it goes. Samba jumps with a header, cleared just in front of the goal line by Fletcher. Emerton once more on the right-hand side, back onto his left foot, whips it in, headed high in the air by the Wolves striker, who volleys downfield. There's no one in black and gold anywhere near halfway. Phil Jones chips it back towards the left-hand side, and Samba, who controls on his chest, keeps the ball tight at his feet. Back to Martin Olsen. Jermaine Jones in possession. Olsen on the left. Deep cross, too deep. Behind it goes, and that will be a Wolves goal kick.
It doesn't really matter, but we are getting a scoreline in. It was a great save there from Hennessy. We are getting a scoreline in from Old Trafford. United 1, Blackpool 1.
Well, right now, that's irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant, certainly from Rovers' point of view, because we're 2 up here, but it's huge for Wolves, because Blackpool's equaliser means that in the live table, Wolves have dropped into the bottom 3.
Wow, there's a lot to happen this afternoon. In some respects, we didn't really want that happening, because it might open the game up a little bit more. It might give Wolves a little bit more of an incentive. As it stands, the upper hand is certainly with Rovers. We cannot do any more. 2 goals to the good here at Molineux. Status quo in the league.
And the equaliser there was from Charlie Adam. Samba heads away. Important now, really important that Rovers hold on to half-time as Salgado punts it forward. Roberts on the charge, it bounces awkwardly and goes through to Hennessy. Well, the back 2, Craddock and Mancien, have been all at sea, and Hoylett and Roberts have run rings round them. Fletcher towards the edge of the penalty area, looks for Jarvis on the right. 3 to aim for in the middle. Deep it goes towards Hunt, too deep, too high for the diminutive winger. Over his head it floats, and out to play far side for a Rovers throw.
Makes Michel Salgado look tall, doesn't he?
And Salgado, who played such an important part in that first goal, he's getting some hero worship from those supporters that he stands directly in front of. He throws down the line, the header infield. Jermaine Jones clips towards halfway. Foley beaten to the ball by Hoylett. It's with Ward on the left-hand side. Wins, no he doesn't. He wanted a corner. Referee who was close by said no. And behind it goes for a Rovers goal kick. And Paul Robinson, I'm just looking back now, first half, I can't remember him having to have made a save.
No, he made that really good catch, didn't he? The cross where he tracked it right the way across his area, picked it out cleanly, and I think that's been the nearest Paul Robinson's come to being challenged in any sort of way. But, you know, we've got a long time to go here at Molineux. Wolves 0, Rovers 2.
Craddock acrobatically clears it away. It'll fall for Ward. He's got Jarvis outside him. Slides it through towards Matt Jarvis. His run was blocked off by Samba, and the referee's got a decision to make here. Was it a goal-scoring opportunity? The referee's given the free kick. He's calling Chris Samba over, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Rovers captain.
I think the Wolves fans have bought that free kick there. Chris Samba just needed to make the challenge. Arm went across it.
I think it's a foul.
It's a foul. Whether it's a yellow card, I'm not quite sure.
I think he might be slightly fortunate it's just a yellow. But it was almost a foul that he had to make, the Rovers captain. What it's done is given Wolves a free kick right at the end of this first half, in a good position. 7 or 8 yards outside the right-hand corner of the penalty area.
Jamie O'Hara's issuing instructions, left foot.
5 to aim for in the middle.
Just at the edge of the Rovers box, right-hand side.
O'Hara takes, left-footed, towards the back post. Phil Jones heads down and away. Salgado prods it further downfield. Mancien allows it to bounce, and then left-footed hooks it back forward. 2 minutes of added time will have us. Hunt picks up edge of the penalty area, looking for options. Clips it towards Ward. Only half-cleared. Craddock on the half volley. Over the angle of post and crossbar by about a yard.
Yeah, he was just on the edge of the D there when the ball fell to him, but he was always leaning backwards, Craddock, and it's not the same sort of control we saw from Brett Emerson a few moments ago when Brett Emerson steered that wonderful right foot shot to give Rovers the 2-0 lead.
Well, Robinson gets the game back underway. We've played about 30 seconds of added time, end of the first half. Roberts touches off to Hoylett inside the penalty area. Still going, Hoylett, still going. Oh, we're in dreamland. It's 3, and it's absolutely magical from Junior Hoylett, who uses his dancing feet to devastating effect to put Rovers 3 up before the break at Molineux. Roberts and Hoylett have run the Wolves' central defenders absolutely ragged. Roberts with a touch. Hoylett beat 3 before drilling it low beyond Wayne Hennessy. And in the second minute of added time here at Molineux, it's Wolves 0, Rovers 3.
Before this game, we called on boys to be men, and we have seen a boy become a real man in the performance of Junior Hoylett today at Ewood Park. He's been magnificent all game, epitomised in added time in the first half by his superb control in the box, and a third goal for the visitors. Does Steve Keane like that?
Pinch me, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming here? A game we went into so nervous, a fear of not knowing of what could happen, and yet Rovers have turned up, and turned up big style. Half-time whistle can't be far away, and just wait for the cheers from the Rovers supporters when it goes. Foley towards the feet of Fletcher. Jarvis right-hand side, it goes out off Martin Olsen. Throw taken quickly towards Jarvis, who gets beyond Phil Jones, still inside the penalty area, prods it back to the edge of the box where Emerton meets and clears away, and Roberts has got beyond Craddock, who brings him down. Excellent work from Roberts. Draws the foul, and Jody Craddock gets the yellow card.
That'll be the final action of the half. If you've just joined us, if you've been asleep, if you can't believe your ears, Wolves 0, Blackburn Rovers 3.
Well, I can tell you elsewhere in the Premier League the half-time whistle has gone, and it's 1-1 between Manchester United and Blackpool, 0-0 Stoke Wigan, and 0-0 Tottenham Birmingham. Here at Molineux, this was the game that mattered for Rovers. We knew going into it that if we won, we will be playing Premier League football again next season, and we are 3 goals up at the break. A quite incredible first half from Steve Keane's side, who have been nothing short of phenomenal. I'm almost lost for words. You could not have dreamed for a better opening 45 minutes. Well, it's no surprise that after the opening 45-minute display from his side, Mick McCarthy has decided to make a change at the break, and given the scoreline, it had to be an attacking one. He's taken off Michael Mancien, and coming on is Sylvain Ebanks-Blake, who did score in the corresponding fixture last season that ended in a 1-1 draw. There'll certainly be no repeat of that here at Molineux this afternoon as the second half gets underway. Rovers 3 goals up. Roberts, Emerton and Hoylett all scoring in the opening 45 minutes, and surely now it's just a countdown until we can celebrate another season of top flight football.
Job to do though, let's not forget that the players out there have got a job to do, and I think they've got the ability, the capability and certainly the will to do it for everybody concerned with this proud football club.
Well, the thing is, we look dangerous in the first half going forward. If Wolves have to throw more bodies downfield, then there will be even bigger gaps at the back, and I guess at the moment that both Roberts and Hoylett will be licking their lips. O'Hara turns back onto his left foot. Jermaine Jones scrambles the ball away. Emerton holding off Ward, getting in trouble. Prodded towards Ebanks-Blake, touched off left towards Jarvis in the Rovers penalty area, clips it towards the back post, a header from Hunt, it's wide. Glorious opportunity for Wolves inside the opening 90 seconds of the second half, and Stephen Hunt has headed it wide of target.
Well, that's an early warning for Rovers, just to be very, very careful. Brett Emerson caught in possession.
Well, Wolves, of course, as we stand at the moment, in the bottom 3. Clip forward by Foley. Jermaine Jones won the header. Givet looking for Hoylett. Again, Craddock allows it to bounce. Awful decision from the central defender. Carl Henry finds Foley again, just clip forward. Jones battles with Fletcher. Fletcher won the header. Out of play it goes for a Rovers throw. I guess Rovers just have to stay calm, don't we?
Oh, we do have to. we do have to stay calm. We just have to make sure that we don't do anything silly, especially in the opening exchanges, because that's the time when it will be really important.
Well, Elakobe is playing as what looks like one of 3 centre-halves at the moment. Ward chips forward. He's reverted from centre-forward, sorry, to a more defensive role. It's with Foley on the right-hand side, just inside the Rovers half. Henry flips down the right-hand side. Givet won the first head. Hoylett, a little glance to halfway, where it's picked up by the Wolves captain Carl Henry. He's on a yellow card from the first half, as is Chris Samba and Jody Craddock as well. It's Samba who's given the ball away. Ebanks-Blake, edge of the penalty area, shoots. Oh, and he's ballooned it a mile off target. Well, it's Rovers' sloppiness at the moment that's giving Wolves a sniff in this game. Chris Samba guilty on that occasion, and he immediately apologises, but Ebanks-Blake, once he'd got a sight of goal, has just goofed it.
I've got to say the pressure came from Phil Jones, though, and I think had there not been pressure from Phil Jones, I think Ebanks-Blake would have been a little bit more composed. So Phil Jones covering for his central defensive partner, Chris Samba. And Rovers perhaps just in the heady heights of a 3-0 lead at the moment, and just needing to realise that there is another 45 minutes to be played.
Well, Wolves being urged forward by their management and the supporters, as Ward takes on Jermaine Jones twice. He ran the ball out of play, so Rovers will get the throw. Could have been a free kick just a few seconds beforehand, and I think that's what Mick McCarthy is appealing for. And I'll just Steve Keane out to the edge of the technical area as well, and no doubt just saying to his players, look, calm down.
This is probably a little bit more tense than the start of the game, knowing that you've got such a commanding lead and thinking, we cannot let this slip.
Elakobe touches it out for a Roberts throw. Roberts has been absolutely superb, hasn't he?
Hasn't he put a stint in? Not a young fella.
And you think that at the start of the season he was well out of the first team picture, and it looked as if he was leaving the club. Well, the cheer you can hear around Molineux is because Spurs have scored at White Hart Lane. Spurs 1, Birmingham 0. And obviously that gives Wolves that little bit more hope. Hoylett controls. I'm sure that news has been transmitted to the players. They'll have heard the roars, they'll know that something's happened. It's Rovers in possession, right-hand side. Roberts back to Jermaine Jones, opens it up to Olsen. First time ball towards Hoylett, again claims that he was caught. Referee says no, and Wolves can come away with the ball. It's Hunt. Touch was a little bit heavy, it went away from Givet. Rode the challenge of Jermaine Jones. Samba covering though, just rolls it back to Paul Robinson. The big boot downfield. Hoylett still down on the ground, wanting treatment. The ball hasn't gone out, now it has, as Nzonzi puts it in the top tier of the stand to allow Junior Hoylett the opportunity to get a little bit of treatment. Although having said that, always the way, isn't it, that he's got back to his feet, and Dave Fever will not be called upon.
Yeah, Junior Hoylett just seemed to be impeded there as he went for a ball inside the penalty box and tried to do one of his little magical turns.
Of course, that goal at White Hart Lane now means that Wolves are out of the bottom 3.
The bottom 3 as it stands at the moment: West Ham, Birmingham and Wigan.
A long ball forward. Such an odd situation where, you know, we could win this game 5-0 and Wolves would still celebrate at the end. Never quite known anything like it at the foot of the Premier League table. From our point of view, we're 3 up. We've played the first 6 minutes of the second half. Hunt towards Foley, touches off to Fletcher, finds O'Hara. Jermaine Jones with a foot in, and Nzonzi jumps with Henry, and Nzonzi's done well. Flicks the ball down the line. Craddock.
I think Nzonzi has grown into this game. He started off a little bit gingerly, but as the game's progressed, he's shown what a marvellous talent he has. And of course, Nzonzi Player of the Year last year.
Samba misdirected his header. Jarvis running at Salgado, taking him on, low ball into the middle. It was deflected towards goal, and Robinson had to be very smartly down at his near post to collect the effort, which took a huge nick off the veteran Spaniard. Oof. Once again, a bit of sloppiness at the back though. A couple of times Samba's done that in the second half. which is so out of character for him, because I thought in the first period he was excellent. Diagonal ball forward, looking for Jarvis, who Wolves are obviously looking to use at every opportunity in the second half. And very noticeable that he's swapped with Hunt at the break, and now Jarvis given the task of running at Michel Salgado.
Well, Rovers have almost gone 3 at the back. Well, no, they're still with Givet, but in a situation where each of them is having an opportunity to move forward.
It's just a case of keeping it tight. They should be able to see the game out comfortably from here. Foley goes infield away from Olsen, who's been quiet. Down the line towards Fletcher. The Wolves right, he keeps it in on his left foot, little back flick, very elaborate, and in the end, awful. Straight behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Rovers don't need to be gung-ho now, do they? They don't need to be particularly eager to get that fourth goal. They don't need to be pressing too much. What they need to do is command the game. That's the key. Command the game as they did in the first half, and to boss it from Paul Robinson right the way through to Jason Roberts.
O'Hara clips forward, finds Ebanks-Blake under pressure from 3, holding off Emerton, and Jermaine Jones gets the ball back to Ward. Looked lively since he came on, Ebanks-Blake. Fletcher jumps with Samba. Samba wins the header, and Zonzi's touch comes off O'Hara and falls for the on-loan midfielder. Roll to the feet of Jarvis, who was caught by Salgado, and I think Michel Salgado may well pick up a yellow card here. The referee, well, no, he won't, has given the free kick. He didn't wait to see if there was an advantage for Wolves, blew up immediately, and that gives the hosts a chance to throw the likes of Elakobi and Craddock into the Rovers penalty area.
Coming up to 10 minutes of this second half. Wolves 0, Blackburn Rovers 3 at Molineux.
O'Hara, left-footed, swings it in. Good delivery, too high for Samba, and it's headed high over the crossbar by Fletcher, the former Burnley man, who's got 5 in his last 5, but hasn't really looked a threat in this game. And Jody Craddock was up there as well. He was on target last week. He actually made his debut for Wolves against Rovers back in 2003, and the scoreline that day, Rovers 5, Wolves 1. You wouldn't bet against a repeat here this afternoon after that first half.
Well, if you've any indication of how the manager is viewing the latter stages of this game, 3 substitutes warming up. They're all strikers.
Givet finds Olsen midway inside the Wolves half, left-hand side. Ward's header above Hoylett. Henry got there before Olsen, and now clips down the Wolves right. Jones covering. Just no-nonsense defending at the moment. Turn it out of play. We've played 55 minutes now, and it's still Wolves 0, Rovers 3. Another Wolves throw, which will be taken by Stephen Hunt. Just wonder how fit Junior Hoylett is, because last couple of matches we've seen him come off around the hour mark because of his hamstring problem that he had a few weeks ago, and I wonder if that's the case again.
Well, he's done enough for me this afternoon.
O'Hara whips the ball in, far too close to goal. Samba looked worried for a second, and I think he got a big shout from Paul Robinson, who said, "My ball," and kicks downfield. Elakobi underneath it. Jermaine Jones got there ahead of Henry. Finds Emerton, early ball towards Roberts, who was dallying, but he gets it, and it's saved by Hennessy. An opportunity to really seal the game, and Wayne Hennessy denies Jason Roberts.
Well, I think that was probably the easiest chance of the game. Brilliant to find Jason Roberts. A brilliant turn in the box. Perhaps should have done more. We'll excuse him.
He knows as well.
Well, Hennessy made a good save, there's no doubt about that. The Wolves goalkeeper called upon to make the save, but what a brilliant cross.
It's like a comedy of errors. I mean, Foley came across there and missed his clearance, presented it straight to Roberts, who just couldn't quite find the finish. He was about, what, 12 yards out. Went to place it, and Hennessy guessed right. He's got a big frame, Hennessy, 6'5" he is, and he needed every inch of that to get down low to his left to make that save.
Wolves breathe again. That's the danger, isn't it, with Rovers on the counter-attack. Absorb the pressure and then just attack and make it count.
It's with Foley on halfway. Clips again down that right-hand side for Fletcher. who does well, chest down into the path of the on-rushing Hunt, to the feet of Ebanks-Blake. Samba bullied him off the ball, but Ebanks-Blake is still going. Olsen in the full-back area, in a tight area, again takes no chances and just rolls the ball out for a Wolves throw. O'Hara gives it to Foley, has a chance to cross, right-footed, whips it in. Samba heads to the edge of the penalty area where Emerton glances it further away. Jermaine Jones and Henry battling again. Jermaine Jones goes to ground, no free kick says the referee, and then Emerton comes across, bundles the Wolves skipper over, and it's the home side who get the decision. And Steve Keane bellowing in the direction of Howard Webb. He's just going to be spoken to by the official. Are you ready for this one? At Old Trafford, Manchester United 1, Blackpool 2. So at the moment, it's Rovers and Blackpool definitely staying up along with Wolves. Jarvis crosses into the middle, heads go up, Jones clears away, only as far as O'Hara, inside the penalty area on his right foot, blocked behind by Olsen for a Wolves corner. O'Hara himself to take, left-footed, high, outswinger, Elakobi jumps, wins the header, Jermaine Jones clears edge of the 6-yard box, high in the air, Henry's underneath it, sends it back away from goal, Elakobi acrobatically pumps it forward, but it was useless, and Robinson will allow it to run behind for a goal kick.
It's all happening on Survival Sunday.
Scratch Survival, we'll just call it Super Sunday, shall we?
Well, we will do in about 20 minutes' time. Taylor Fletcher, the scorer for Blackpool, Gary Taylor Fletcher, with well the goal that confounds the critics.
Roberts beats two, still going, goes to ground, wanting the decision. Referee says no. Stephen Ward bundled him over right on the edge of the box. And once more, Jason Roberts is incandescent with rage. He feels that he should have had at least a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, if not a spot kick, if it was just inside.
Well, I think the referee might have given a different decision had that been 0-0. But with Rovers 3-0 up, he's got his foot taken away from him.
I've been seeing it again.
Does he go down easily?
No, I think that he sort of kicks the back of Ward's leg. I think Ward had just got goal side, so I think Howard Webb might just have got that one right. Olsen, left-hand side, 10 yards inside his own half, drags the ball back and finds Give, who looks for Nzonzi, who gives it away. Foley steps in, coming down the right-hand side now, looking to move away from last year's Player of the Year, Stephen Nzonzi. Square instead to Henry. 3 to aim for in the middle, chips it in looking for Fletcher. Samba heads away, O'Hara with the volley 30 yards out. Again, it's miles off target, and it smacks a little bit of desperation from Wolves' point of view.
Mick McCarthy's furious on the touchline just in front of us here at Molineux, and it's all gone very quiet. Rovers fans are saving themselves for the celebrations. Wolves fans tense, eager with anticipation.
Well, the thing is, at the moment, we're both on course for the celebration, because neither side is going down. Jarvis controls on his chest. Jermaine Jones steps in once more, clips down the right-hand side, invites Hoylett to chase. He looks very leggy there, a young Canadian. Elakobi gives it back to Hennessy, who took a bit of a risk as the ball was rolling back towards his own goal. Did clear cleanly in the end. Foley's back pass, that's not clever, but again, Hennessy's done quite well, and again it's a good clearance downfield. Give underneath it, heads it against the back of Hunt. Jones, Phil Jones that is, clears back forward. Olsen's on the charge, he'll force Craddock to play this one once more, asking Hennessy to clear the ball out of harm's way. Henry brings it down. Foley down the line. Hunt just keeps it in and steps away from Give. O'Hara bang on halfway, creeps back into his own half and left-footed opens the game up to the near side as Wheelock, the Wolves left. Salgado and Ward both went for the ball, and Salgado made contact with the Wolves man rather than the little spherical object, and Wolves will get the free kick.
I think there might be a bit of theatricals going on here. Stephen Ward. It's been caught, but I don't think there was any great intent there.
I think he's been caught with the arm, and that's nasty. That's really nasty. I'm not sure if there was intent, but when he jumped, he certainly went with the arm. It was there, and it's caught Ward on his cheekbone, and that could be a really, really nasty one for the Wolves player. Well, Salgado just went to have a word with Mick McCarthy, just saying no, it wasn't deliberate. Mick McCarthy waved him away.
Well, the referee's, I think, been in conversation with his assistant on this near side.
And still the Wolves player, Stephen Ward, receives treatment. So a lengthy break in play.
I think Jason Roberts is doing something really, I think he's a real cool cookie here, because I think Jason Roberts is talking to the referee about the incident where he thought he should have had a penalty, and just perhaps diffusing the situation a touch.
Oh, I think the Wolves player might have to go off here. It's a facial injury. I just wonder whether it's, you know, something like a cracked cheekbone. Yeah, which would be a really nasty way for Stephen Ward to end the season.
I don't think there was any malice, was there? There's no doubt he caught him, but I don't think there was any intent, was there?
An equaliser at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Blackpool 2. Doesn't actually affect the bottom three, but it just means that one of those sides below us isn't winning. So it's the comfort blanket in case we had the most dramatic turnaround in footballing history here at Molineux, because 64 minutes on the clock, we're still comfortably in control of this game. The Wolves supporters are nervous, the Rovers fans are jubilant. First half goals from Roberts, Emerton and Hoylett, and it's those in blue and white making all the noise at the moment. We should have taken it as an omen in that first half, when the sunshine that there was in Molineux was shining on our fans. They've basked in it and thoroughly enjoyed what they've seen so far.
Well, there's been an apologetic hand from Michel Salgado there, directed towards Stephen Ward, who probably isn't as bad as we maybe thought.
He might well come back on as it's headed forward. Salgado wants this one to run out of play, and it will do just that. Ebanks-Blake runs to retrieve it and gives the ball to Paul Robinson, who has got just one clean sheet away from home this season, and that was at Arsenal. The second might be on the biggest day of our season.
Well, if he gets one today, he will have the whole of Blackburn and every Blackburn Rovers supporter to thank.
Of course, Robinson, our player of the year. Still can't remember him having had to do a great deal in the match. Hennessy, by far the busier of the two goalkeepers. Roberts, again, just having a stellar performance.
He's just putting himself around so much, isn't he, Jason Roberts? He's causing consternation. If his finishing touch hasn't been 100% every single time, he's caused trouble right from the first whistle of this game.
Towards Roberts, and Zonzi in the penalty area, stands it up towards the back post, headed away by Ward, who's now back on. Emerton sends it back towards Hoylett on the right-hand side. He'll turn and run at the defender. Salgado on the overlap, trying to get into the penalty area. Ebanks-Blake got back to turn it behind for a Rovers corner.
You know what's good? The Rovers players lining up on the touchline are cheering every single move. They're applauding every single move. This is such a team effort today from everybody connected with Blackburn Rovers. And with the rewards so great, everybody can share, hopefully, in those rewards in about another 30 minutes' time.
That's the man who scored the brilliant second goal, Brett Emerton, who will take the set piece, right-footed. Outswinger towards Samba, who got up early, won the header edge of the 6-yard box, but has placed it over the crossbar.
Well, there's no cooling off, is there? 67 minutes gone, just 22 minutes left. The last quarter of a game, which is the last game in Rovers' Premier League season this year. But my goodness, we've got more to look forward to next year.
Givet down the left-hand side. Roberts still battling away with Craddock. Craddock's a nervous wreck every time the ball goes towards Jason Roberts. Doesn't quite know how to deal with him. He's getting out-muscled, he's slower than Roberts.
Wouldn't you be thinking Mick McCarthy wishing he could have players like Givet, Samba, Jones and Salgado across his back four? Not to mention Paul Robinson, whose kick once again sets Rovers on the offensive.
Wolves have it back with Ward, making ground inside the Rovers half, finds Jarvis, slides it back to Ward. The return pass wasn't clever. Salgado chests the ball down, now moves forward, finds the feet of Roberts. First time he can't pick out Hoylett though. Emerton intercepts. Salgado's back pass not clever. Robinson comes to the edge of his box, clears away. Jermaine Jones chest down despite the appeals of handball. Lovely ball from Salgado towards Hoylett, and Hennessy right to the edge of his penalty area comes and collects. The Wolves are readying another change. It's Adeline Guardiola who will come on, and I think Rovers likewise will make a substitution. I think Mame Diouf has just been given the nod. In a couple of minutes you will be entering the fray. Givet, good challenge. Samba got a touch. Jermaine Jones gets something on the ball and now clears away towards Roberts. Hoylett jumped with Ella Kobe and ends up on the ground.
He's thrown himself into everything, hasn't he, Junior Hoylett?
There's the manager saying, "Yep, come on, get yourself back up." It is going to be Hoylett, I'm sure, that goes off.
Well, he's done everything asked of him this afternoon. Junior Hoylett is including scoring an absolutely brilliant solo goal.
Here he is in possession, rolled towards the feet of Roberts. He was fouled, so couldn't go for the return pass. And with no real advantage, the referee pulls it back and gives Rovers the free kick.
Rovers fans are the ones clapping, they're the ones cheering, they're the ones shouting. Three sides and a half of one side of Molineux deadly silent. They know that Wolves' fate is in the hands of other teams at the moment.
Robinson into the penalty area, and Zonzi goes for the ball. Hennessy catches it though cleanly. The offside flag, I think, had gone up on the near side. Kick downfield by the Welshman. Jermaine Jones got the touch. Paul Robinson is able to come and collect, and Wolves at the moment offering absolutely nothing going forward. Started the second half well, but have just totally drifted out of this match now.
But there you see two Rovers players shepherding the ball back into Paul Robinson's hands. Two of them. When one would have been enough, two players who were there to make sure that Paul Robinson collected that ball cleanly. Now Mame Diouf gets instructions from Ian Brunskill with his coloured charts. We've seen those before.
I know before the match Steve Keane said, yeah, we'll have someone keeping us up to date with the scores elsewhere. I wonder whether that person has now become slightly redundant, whether Rovers have given up and just said, look, we don't need to know what's going on elsewhere now because we're 3 up, we're totally in control with 19 minutes of the Premier League season left, and as soon as the final whistle goes we can start looking forward to another one next campaign. Hunt, edge of the penalty area, gets the free kick. That was really soft. Jermaine Jones can't believe it. He's one of those people, Jermaine, who sometimes he flies into tackles and you immediately say, yeah, that was a free kick, but that one I thought was incredibly soft.
It looked to me like he got a slight toe on the ball there. Well, Mame Diouf will receive his last-minute instructions, the customary check of the boots, as Paul Robinson marshals his players there. The free kick, left-hand side of the box. It's about 5 yards outside the box. 5 6 Rovers players in the wall.
Henry just bouncing it 2 or 3 times. Hunt looks as though he will take. And Molineux holds its breath. Rolled towards O'Hara, who shoots left-footed into the bottom corner. Something different, straight off the training ground, and a little bit of hope in this match for Mick McCarthy's side. Totally caught Rovers unawares, and Jamie O'Hara, with 17 minutes left, places it beyond Paul Robinson, and it's Wolves 1, Rovers 3.
Straight off the training ground, you said. It was a failure to charge the ball that gave an opportunity for O'Hara to just pull off and with the left foot strike it cleanly through an almost non-existent shattered wall to give Wolves a little bit of hope. A Rovers substitution has taken place. It's not Junior Hoylett, but Mama Biram Diouf replacing the goal scorer Jason Roberts, well, the scorer of the first Rovers goal.
Roberts has been superb though, absolutely brilliant performance from the much maligned at times Rovers striker. Really has put a shift in up front, crucially got himself on target, but played a big part in Junior Hoylett's goal as well. And his last match of this season has been a very, very successful one. There's still time to go in this game though, and maybe there's just a few nerves in the Rovers ranks now, with Wolves having got that goal. Clipped in, Fletcher with a header, Robertson makes a brilliant save to stop Wolves getting it back within 1. Cross from the right, former Burnley man with a glancing header, and Paul Robinson forced to tip it behind for a corner.
Well, it's a well-worked move from the home side, and one of those headers where it looks all end up as if it's beating the goalkeeper, but Paul Robinson stretched and lifted his arms.
O'Hara to take the corner, another cheer. And it must be a goal elsewhere. Hoylett clearing away, he was looking for Mame Diouf. It's Foley who will go back to Hennessy. Wolves losing here by 3-1, but sensing that they'll still be in the Premier League. Jarvis crosses in, great defensive header from Phil Jones at the near post to deny Ebanks Blake, and all of a sudden it's Wolves piling the pressure on Rovers. And Emerton smashes away. The reason we heard that cheer is because Manchester United are now in front at Old Trafford. Manchester United 3, Blackpool 2.
What a day. Who said football's one for the quiet, faint-hearted?
It's a good job where he got those goals in the first half, because I would not be fancying the final 15 minutes if things were still in the balance. Emerton down the right-hand side. Crosses against Ward. Rovers will settle for the throw, perhaps could do with just a couple of minutes of calm. And it's an own goal from Ian Evatt that has put Manchester United in front at Old Trafford.
Rovers on the attack with Brett Emerson, right at the touchline.
Manages to get his cross in towards Mame Diouf, who flicks it back towards Olsen on that left-hand side. Runs it straight out. He's been very quiet, Martin Olsen.
I think he's done a job, though. I think it's been important that we've had players who've been keeping an eye on the game and just making sure that there were no stray players moving forward. I think, like all the Rovers players, he can count that he's played a really important part in this game today, and the game which, as things look, will give Rovers a well-deserved victory.
So as we stand at the moment, with 13.5 minutes of the Premier League season remaining, the bottom 3 are Birmingham, Blackpool and, of course, already relegated West Ham. O'Hara forward to Ebanks Blake, who turns away from Salgado. Infield to Henry. He's got the option of Foley on the right-hand side. The pass too far in front of him. Hunt got there first and did find the Republic of Ireland international Crossed in, Fletcher leaves it, might come for Ebanks Blake at the back post, clips into the middle, just too high for Fletcher. Foley keeps it alive, tries to cross, it's blocked by the defender who threw himself in the way. I think it's Phil Jones who once again put his body on the line. Super defending from the young man. Hunt battling away with Olsen. Final touch comes off the young Swede, and it's behind for a Wolves corner. Well, that goal from O'Hara has certainly galvanised the home side.
They've just found a new lease of life, haven't they? Mick McCarthy.
O'Hara is frantic with a deep ball into the box, and it's cleared off the line. It was Ward who got up early, and again it goes behind for a corner. It was Jermaine Jones who cleared the header off the line. Another set piece to the home side, whipped in right-footed by Jarvis. Only half cleared. Craddock brings it down and shoots. Samba's in the way. Once more though, a Wolves corner. Incessant pressure on Rovers at the moment.
Steve Keane urging his troops on with waves of the arm from the technical area. Another corner, far side, Wolves.
In it goes. Headed away much more convincingly this time. Henry with the touch. Takes it wide out to the left-hand side. Crosses in right-footed. Again a very deep back across goal, and Salgado's there to clear. Falls for O'Hara, who shoots, fizzes it wide of target. Went for the near post, and he's miscued it by 2 or 3 yards.
What a passage of play there, with Jones, Samba and Salgado throwing themselves in front of the ball. Oh dear, well, it's tense for Rovers, it's tense for Wolves as well.
Be another change for Rovers here at Molineux. Mortingham's Pedersen is going to come on, and he'll replace Junior Hoylett.
What a magnificent contribution from the youngster. Terrific. Well done, Junior.
Not just today, but throughout 2011 from Junior Hoylett. He scored some absolutely huge goals for us. None more so those against Blackpool and Birmingham. Emerton to cross from the right. Deep ball, too deep again. Foley allows it to bounce before hooking it downfield. Only reaches the midway point in his own half. Jermaine Jones looks for Olsen, who couldn't keep it in play. Poor pass really by the American Jones.
That's where we need to be tighter. Another turn, isn't there?
Yes, Birmingham have equalised at White Hart Lane, so Wolves back into the bottom 3, and I'm not sure that news has filtered through to the home supporters. Olsen running down the left-hand side towards the corner, keeps it in play just about. He's now got 2 Wolves players for company, and the final touch comes off the young Swede. And Pedersen's just on to secure things a little bit in midfield, try and stem the flow in terms of Wolves attacking. Jermaine Jones gets up really well and heads out of play, the midway point.
That was a powerful header there from Jermaine Jones.
Well, now it's nervous times for the Wolves supporters. They're on their phones trying to find out what's going on, and I think it's just sinking in that that equaliser for Birmingham means that Wolves are in the bottom 3. I think the Rovers fans have certainly realised, because they're just teasing the home supporters at the moment. And Mame Diouf wins the header comfortably, but he's got no one really close enough to offer any support. Hennessy kicks downfield, and now Wolves' best way of getting themselves out of trouble might well be to go for broke. Although, is there another goal? We can see Wolves supporters celebrating to our right now. Samba heads away, edge of the penalty area, return back forward. Phil Jones meets it on the volley. It's just a big boot downfield. Well, the other goal is Manchester United look as though they've wrapped up the points. They've scored a 4th goal against Blackpool. So the champions will end the season unbeaten at Old Trafford, and that result will probably send Blackpool down.
Well, we said they'd do the job at Old Trafford. Now it's up to Rovers to complete the job. They've started so well here at Molineux.
Emerton wants Mame Diouf to make the run, and he sends the ball Diagonally crossfield to the left-hand side where the unknown striker had made the burst forward. Comes off Foley and goes out of play. And it will be a Rovers throw. And the chant from the Wolves supporters is, "We only need one goal."
Amazing. Instructions coming not from the bench, but from the supporters.
Ward in possession. I'm sure they've got the message, and there it is. Attack, attack, attack being chanted by the home fans. 7 minutes left here at Molineux. Wolves 1, Rovers 3. We're sitting pretty at the moment. Wolves teetering on the edge. Hunt with the cross, left-footed in towards Ebanks Blake. Samba dives to head away.
Brilliant piece of defending again from Chris Samba. Dive low.
Hunt with the reverse pass to Foley. Clips it in, right-footed into the middle towards Fletcher. Samba there once more. That header's better than the one just a few seconds ago. O'Hara coming down the left-hand side. Cross blocked by Salgado. Out of play it goes for a Wolves throw.
And again, Salgado has been magnificent at his right-back position that he's made his own.
Jarvis, right-footed, hanging delivery towards the back post. Givet beat Fletcher in the air and he'll get to the loose ball. Heads it down once again. Fletcher's touch, out of play it goes. It's a Rovers throw. I have to say, we've stood up strong to the Wolves onslaught. Certainly after that goal from O'Hara, they had a little spell of 5 or 6 minutes where they threw the kitchen sink at Rovers, and with hindsight, it was absolutely crucial that we got through that.
Yeah, and important pieces of defending like the one we've just seen there from Jermaine Jones. Just there when it was necessary on the line to be able to clear up after Wolves had shown yet another bit of attacking flair.
Hunt picks up, shoots from distance, very ambitious and comfortably wide of target.
Well, wasting time is not something Wolves fans will want Hunt to do at this stage of the game. Final throw of the dice. So
Carl Henry going off, and there were cheers from the home supporters when his name was read out. Obviously not the most popular, so Henry off and Ariel Guardiola comes on.
Rovers fans still cheering across on that far side. They know that this victory is within grasp and Premier League football is all but secured.
5 left here at Molineux. A day that we were so nervous about, but Steve Keane and the players have turned up trumps thus far, and at the moment we are comfortably moving towards another season of top-flight football. Salgado sends it forward. Mohamed Diouf flagged offside.
Never.
Oof. We're right in line with that one, and I'd say that was debatable, if it's at the very least. And now the Rovers fans, as we enter the final furlong. The Wolves have given themselves a Premier League lifeline. Great finish from Stephen Hunt, curling it left-footed from the right-hand corner of the box into the top corner. And now we are in for a grandstand finish here at Molineux, where it's Wolves 2, Rovers 3.
Well, Wolves have done the impossible. They've got the 2 goals that could guarantee that it's a double celebration here at Molineux. Well, can Rovers now hang on?
Well, now the ball is back in Birmingham's court. Because Birmingham will now need to score another, or hope that Rovers score another here, or they go down. And Zonzi wins the header. 2.5 minutes remaining. Rovers, all of a sudden, from being in complete control, are holding on. Jermaine Jones takes it past O'Hara. Very tired looking Jermaine Jones coming forward. Fouled by Hunt. Rovers will get the free kick midway inside the Wolves half. And very, very sensible play from Jermaine Jones.
Yeah, Stephen Hunt just challenging Jermaine Jones from behind, and Jermaine Jones is absolutely dead on his feet. His socks roll down almost to his ankles. And now Morten Gamst Pedersen will line up to take a set piece, which could have such a bearing on the season.
Could have a bearing on Wolves' season. Now remember, of course, that a draw and we would still be above Wolves, and with Blackpool losing, so we're not really in trouble at the moment.
Well, look how many players Rovers have left back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now there's only 2 players in front of Morten Gamst Pedersen as he takes this ball, and it's only halfway inside the Wolves half.
Well, Pedersen hits, blocked, edge of the penalty area, bounces back to Salgado. 90 seconds remaining. High ball into the penalty area, looking for Hennessy, who comes, got a punch on it. Pedersen back towards the Wolves goal. It's high in the air and it's comfortable for Hennessy, edge of the 6-yard box. Now Mick McCarthy's going to throw on a defender. I wonder whether he's settled for this scoreline in the hope that Birmingham don't muster a winner at White Hart Lane.
Well, the result from White Hart Lane may well come through earlier than this game finishes because of the injury that we had earlier on to Stephen Ward. Oh dear. Wolves 2, Blackburn Rovers 3. The final minute of the Premier League season.
And now we are almost seeing a repeat of last weekend at Ewood Park, when the two sides just passed the ball around. Wolves showing very little intent to go forward and try and get another goal. Guardiola in possession, chips out towards the scorer of that spectacular second goal for the home side, Stephen Hunt. Down the line, Fletcher controls on his chest, finds Hunt once more, tried to take it past Olsen, and Olsen has been adjudged to have fouled the Wolves man, so it is a free kick to the home side.
Well, you almost feel that it would be such a pity for Rovers if Wolves were to get that third goal, and whilst both sets of fans will be celebrating, I think Rovers will be feeling slightly dejected. It was a great goal, I've got to say. Very, very good goal for Wolves. Doesn't quite match that of Brett Emerton or perhaps of Junior Hoylett. For Wolves, it's just an absolutely vital one.
So Wolves sub in added time. It's Fletcher that's gone off and Christophe Berra who has come on. And Wolves have a free kick. They're going for an equalising goal. They've played nearly 1 minute of added time here at Molineux. O'Hara's free kick. High into the middle it goes. It's too deep, and Zonzi half cleared away. It's Jarvis who picks up on the left. Back he goes to Hunt. Through the legs of Nzonzi. Guardiola outside the penalty area. Jermaine Jones gets a foot on it, slides it further away from goal. Jermaine Jones still down on the ground, claiming he's injured. Mame Diouf with an important touch, and now we're going to see some treatment for Jermaine Jones.
Holding his jaw, whether he was just caught in a little incident there after the ball was played.
Well, really, everyone looking and waiting to see what's happening elsewhere. You feel that this game is all but over, and the two sides, with things as they are elsewhere, will settle for this scoreline. We've done our bit though, Alan, and let's not forget that despite all the drama being around Wolves at the moment and whether they will stay up, if they do, it will be on goals scored. By the way, that's how tight it will be. But we were very much involved in this battle today, and how much of Steve Keane and the players turned up today and put in a really big performance when it mattered most.
Well, I've been proud to be a Rovers supporter all my life. Today epitomises that. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here today and to watch certainly the first half performance from a bunch of warriors.
Well, some Wolves supporters are celebrating already.
They
If
think it's all
full-time
over
at Tottenham, then they're done. We're just waiting for the ball to be returned from the crowd.
And the Wolves fans don't want to return it. They say the ball's out of play. Stays out of play, they stay up. And Paul Robinson makes to throw the ball back. Well, how those expressions have changed on the Wolves fans' faces.
And there we go. Cue the cheers inside Molineux. The Wolves supporters think it's all over. Does that mean it's full time at White Hart Lane? If that game has finished 1-1, then Wolves stay up, courtesy of Stephen Hunt's late strike. The Wolves bench are celebrating. Referee Howard Webb checks his watch. Rovers just moving the ball around at the back, just like last weekend. Neither side going for a goal or making a tackle. And looking around a jubilant Molineux, both sets of supporters on their feet, singing "We are staying up." And the reason they're cheering, Tottenham have beaten Birmingham. Pavlyuchenko has scored late on, his second of the game. It's 2-1 to Spurs. Birmingham will go down along with Blackpool and West Ham. But here at Molineux, as we enter the final few seconds of added time.
Well, this is a cup final with two winners. I can't believe both sets of supporters will be rejoicing. Howard Webb has been, I'm sure, consulting his assistants to say what's going on. He's looking at his watch and the players are just wandering round. It's unbelievable.
Well, the players are saying, "Come on, referee, just blow up. Where's the final whistle?"
And the referee's saying, I have to play. Mick McCarthy on tenterhooks.
Both benches ready to celebrate. There's the final whistle. Unbridled joy in Molineux. Both Rovers and Wolves will be playing Premier League football again next season. The day that was dubbed Survival Sunday will forever be known as Super Sunday. A simply stunning performance from Steve Keane's side. The first half in particular, goals from Roberts, a beauty from Brett Emerton, and a classy solo goal from Junior Hoylett had the game and Rovers Premier League status wrapped up by the interval. O'Hara pulled one back in the second half. Then crucially, Stephen Hunt made it 3-2 late on with a curling effort, and that goal was crucial to Wolves staying in the Premier League. But by then, we'd more than done our bit, and Rovers will be playing Premier League football again next season. A simply unforgettable afternoon here at Molineux, where it has finished Wolves 2, Rovers 3.
No, this is a great experience, and hopefully I don't have this again. So it's a great experience, and hopefully I don't have this experience again. So I'm very happy the club's moving forward now. We're going to have fun tonight.
Well done.
Thanks.
It's Martin!
I know they were struggling, the last 2 months with us, but they have to understand us because it was big changes, during the season. So it's normal. It takes a time, when there are big changes like that. New manager, new takeover, even a new style. So I think the future is brilliant for Blackburn Rovers, and I think I can be there at least one more year.
It's a great feeling. We did exactly what we needed to do. But we obviously made it difficult for ourselves a little bit at the end. But first half performance was really something special, and got the job done. And can't wait to start off next season because we've got a good team here, and I think next season will be a great one.